Welcome back. As some businesses in Virginia get the okay to reopen, Bristol, Virginia is just one community looking to now rebound from the coronavirus pandemic. Joining us live via Skype is Bristol, Virginia Mayor Neil Osborne to tell us what's ahead for the city. Good morning.
Good morning, Ashley. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us today. And now that phase one of reopening is underway in Bristol, I know you guys have been waiting on the Virginia side of Bristol for a few weeks now. What's the response been like from the community now that they have some more chances to get out?
Well, I'll tell you, our first big thing that we did, we closed down a block of Piedmont Avenue for two of our restaurants downtown. And Councilman Farnham was down there on Friday night. I was down there Saturday. We really saw a lot of people, a lot of positive response. People are happy to be able to get out of their house, and they're still being safe, of course, but the people are happy to be able to get out of their house and kind of see some kind of return to normalcy.
And how would you say Bristol, Virginia has been working as well with the Tennessee side to make sure that both sides of the state line are able to stay economically profitable right now, but also safe as we still are in the pandemic?
Sure. Well, so as far as economically, obviously, we are one community, but we do have a state line that separates us, and our two cities are different. Very different place financially. But as far as safety, very early on with this, I decided to be in contact with Mayor Robin from Bristol, Tennessee, and our two city managers speak very regularly about what's going on each side of the state line. Even though we have a state line separating us, it is important for us to have a general plan for, social distancing, for how to stay safe. And we do keep in constant contact with what's going on, so we're both aware of what's happening outside of our jurisdictions.
Sure, and we've got some big events in Bristol coming down the line, obviously. BMS potentially opening back up, no fans, but race season getting underway here this month. Do you think that Bristol, Virginia will be able to get some of that positive economic feedback that you usually see on a race weekend?
Well, so obviously one of the big sources of tax revenue for Bristol is tourism, and the races every year are a big piece of that. A lot of our tax revenue comes from lodging and from meals tax. So we will see a negative impact, I believe, in those two tax sources with no fans here. So it is going to be difficult for us to work through that. So hopefully by the time we have our fall race, we'll be able to have fans here again, have them come to Bristol and enjoy what we have to offer here.
And another Bristol project down the pipeline is potentially the casino coming to Bristol, Hard Rock Bristol. That will be left up to voters in November, so that's something that could come, starting this fall. But do you see that as another way that Bristol, Virginia can get that economic boost and maybe help with some of that loss of revenue coming out of the pandemic?
Well, so the casino project will have tremendous impact on the economy of Bristol, Virginia, not only on our city specifically, but on the surrounding localities. We've seen estimates that say that in meals tax and lodging tax and the associated tax revenues from that, we could see as much as a $12 or $15 million a year influx of new money. And the important thing with those type of taxes, this is money that is not being paid by our residents. This is taxes paid by people outside. So the fact that we'll be able to have people coming in, they'll have money to spend, we'll have revenues to receive. It will be a tremendous benefit from a city standpoint, but then from the standpoint of actually helping people. The average income, the average pay for people who work at the casino will be in the mid-$40,000 range, which is well above our household income in the city of Bristol, Virginia. So we will have a positive impact, not only from a city standpoint, from a quality of life standpoint for our residents.
And Mayor, what's your general message to the Bristol community as you continue to reopen and also come out of the pandemic?
Well, what I would say, we'll get through this. This too shall pass. We as a nation and us as a region have faced a lot of things, and sometimes they're pretty tough, and this is one of the tougher ones. But we, as you've seen, we've come together as a community. We've had a lot of success stories here. Even our local Chamber of Commerce has raised over $100,000 for small businesses. That's just an example of what we do as a region, working together and being able to take care of one another. So we'll get through this. Times have been tough. They might continue to be tough, but they're getting better, and we'll get back to where we need to be.
Mayor Osborne, thank you so much for joining us live this morning. And as Virginia does continue to reopen right now in phases, you can follow all of those updates on the go by downloading our free WJHL News app. There you can find all the updates on Tennessee and Virginia by following the Reopening the Region section. We'll be right back.